Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chris Thorne Show. As always, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching my content. And as always, like, comment, subscribe, and share. Just did a live, probably about an hour and a half ago, probably 2 hours, no, 2 hours ago. Excellent stream. Again, I want to thank everybody who called in. Great call-ins, great insights. If you haven't seen it, please go back and check it out. It is called the CTS Show, which stands for the Chris Thorne Show. And the topic was a child got punished for calling a teacher ma'am. Then I did another story with that about the fire challenge. You know, it's on my timeline. You should be able to find it. One of the last thing I did before I did this one. Before I'm doing this one. Ladies and gentlemen, what I'm about to show y'all is very sad. And I want you to understand that this is one of the reasons why I stay so heavy about people being involved in kids' life, especially men who need to be in children's life. You know, because you just don't know the impact that you can have on a child's life, especially if you're a positive male. You just don't know the impact that you will have on a child's life. You know, it's probably one of the greatest things that they treasure. I think I did a show one time that a boy wrote a letter to a man who took care of him and said he wanted him to adopt him. One of the most precious things that he ever had done. Had another man who was married to his, I guess, a hair breed or a white woman. The boy he raised, or he was a part of his life, went down and got his daughter's last name changed to his last name. That meant more to that man than anything, and it was on his birthday. You know, so yes, I do believe, and I'm very strong on positive manhood in a home can have a very, very positive effect on your children. So without further ado, y'all, let me switch this over and let y'all hear what's going on. Let's go.
This pizzeria
This is my son's favorite place to go.
is special for Leah Pierce and her family, but now they're visiting it with a hole in their hearts.
He was my sunshine because he was my only son.
9-year-old Jamal Miles started 4th grade at Joe Shoemaker's school on Monday, weeks before he had the courage to tell his mom this.
He looked so scared when he told me. He was like, "Mom, I'm gay." And I thought he was playing, and I looked back at him because I was driving, and he was just curled up like this. So scared, and I just looked at him, I was like, "I still love you." He went to school, and he said he was going to tell people he's gay because he's proud of himself.
But on Thursday, heartbreak. Pierce found her son dead in their Denver home. She says he killed himself after being bullied.
4 days is all it took at school. I could just imagine what they said to him. My son told my oldest daughter, the kids at school told him to kill himself. I'm just sad he didn't come to me.
A letter from Denver Public Schools to families Friday says they're providing extra social workers and their crisis team for students. In a statement, the district says it'll continue to offer support to the family.
I'm more so upset that he thought that was his option.
Through this devastation, Pierce wants to spread awareness about the effects of bullying.
Should have accountability for bullying. I think the child should, because the child knows it's wrong, because the child wouldn't want someone to do it to them. I think the parents should be held because obviously the parents are either teaching them to be like that or the parents are treating them like that.
Hoping no parent ever has to go through this pain
Jamal, look at me.
because their child is different from everyone else.
Health alert.
Again, one of the things that I stress real hard is about children and being adaptive to society of today. I want you to understand something. This was one of the things I was talking about on my stream earlier. You know how mothers are sitting up there letting their kids dress up in drag and sending them out in public with them looking like that, and got these grown men looking at them all kinds of ways and this, then, the third. And they sit up there and let them do it. You know, they don't try to put they don't sit down there and try to put nothing in it to try to say, hey, you know, I think maybe you probably just confused, or maybe just a phase you go through. I mean, I don't know. Do something. Or maybe there's nothing that can be done because the mothers cater to this. And like I said in the post that I did on Facebook, when you let your son dress up like that and let him go out in public, are you feeding him to the sharks on a silver platter? Well, after listening to this story, some of you probably say, yes, a possibility. Some of you probably say, nah, you just got hard, cold people in the world. Just take your pick. And now you see how, especially with these children, how they treat people that's different from them. When they see that another child isn't acting normal like them, isn't playing normal like them, don't have either the slightest masculinity in them, and let alone the child come out and say he's gay, or the young girl come out and say she's a lesbian, you pretty much to open yourself up for the sharks. Now, I think it's sad that kids know how to tell another child go kill themselves. I'm amazed, but then again, maybe I shouldn't. Because like the old saying goes, the kids say the darnest things. And yes, they do. Kids attack what they don't understand. And that's why I'm really against people having trans or cross-dressers sitting in front of kids. I got a slight problem with that because of this. You telling them it's okay to be like this. And yes, you want them to be in a comfort zone. But after hearing this story, can you really say that it's okay for them to be like this? Because if it was okay, then this shit would never happen. This shit would stop happening. But it happens every time. Because society, the LGBTQ, and feminists is pushing this bullshit onto little kids. Now, if they grown teenagers, they grown-ups, I'm with it. Let them do what they want to do. But damn, these are kids. Instead of trying to teach them to stay in their comfort zone all the time, won't you tell them the consequences that happen behind this shit? Tell them about the hate crime that happens behind it. Tell them what other people would do, how other people would look at them, how other people would treat them when you allow them to come out like this. Tell them what might happen. Because I feel like if you're not telling them the consequences behind it, then they're not going to even think about that. Because the only thing you tell them is the love part of it. But you're not telling them how people's going to treat them or how society is going to accept them. You don't tell them that. And you got shit like this that happens to innocent fucking kids. But at the same time, I'm not condoning nobody to get mistreated because they gay, lesbian, or transgender. I'm not advocating that shit. But when we talking about kids, I'm hardcore on this shit. I'm very hardcore on that. And society's not making no better when they allowing this shit to happen. They're not making it any better. Because I feel like you're not giving kids a chance to decide what they want to do. I feel like y'all are forcing it on them. What does a 5 or a 6-year-old need to be listening to being drag queens or queer for? What do they need to be hearing this for? For what? But when I was going to school, we didn't hear nothing about this shit. As a matter of fact, when I was in school, period, nobody talked about this shit. Maybe because it wasn't a hot thing back then, but now this shit is getting out of control. This young man lost his life. All because other kids looked at him different because he told people he was gay. It's a damn shame. And like I say, kids till another kids go kill themselves, that's a new one. That's a new one to me. But then again, I'm not surprised. Not surprised. So let me read this article, y'all, and let me get on out of here. It says a Colorado boy took his own life the first week of school, and his mom says bullying is to blame. 9-year-old Jamal Miles committed suicide just days after telling classmates he was gay. Leo Pierce says bullying was a factor in the death of her son, who started 4th grade. Do y'all hear me? 4th grade. At Joe Schumacher Elementary School on Monday. Over the summer, his mom said he came out to her as gay. He looked so scared when he told me, Pierce told KDVR TV. He was like, "Mom, I'm gay," and I thought he was playing, so I looked back because I was driving and he was all curled up, so scared. And I said, "I still love you." Pierce said her son wanted to tell his classmate. He went to school to say he was going to tell people he's gay because he's proud of himself, she said. On Thursday, 4 days into the school year, Pierce found her son dead in their Denver home. Oh, Jesus Christ. 4 days is all it took at school, she said. I could just imagine what they said to him. My son told my oldest daughter the kids at school told him to kill himself. I'm just sad he didn't come to me. A letter from the Denver Public Schools to families sent Friday said it's providing extra social workers as his crisis team for students. I'm so upset that he thought that was his option, Pierce said. In the statement, the district said it will continue to offer support to family through devastation. Pierce wants to spread awareness about the effects of bullying. We should have accountability for bullying, she said. I think the child should because the child knows it's wrong. The child won't want someone to do it to them. I think the parents should be held accountable because obviously the parents are either teaching them to be like that or they're treating them like that. She says she hopes no parent ever has to go through this pain because their child is different from everyone else. The Denver Police Department is investigating the death as a suicide. If you or anyone you know is experiencing suicidal thoughts or depression, there is resources available. You know, when she says the part she thinks the parents should be held accountable because they probably teaching them at home, I have to agree with her on that. I said it a lot. A lot of stuff these kids get, they do get it from home. So their parents are being jackasses at home in front of them. Then what you think the child's going to be? He's learning their behavior from home. And he probably seen a lot of shit at home where his mom or dad or the mom and the boyfriend or the boyfriend and the girlfriend, they be bullying each other at home, fighting this shit in front of them. So when you see that, then of course the kids is going to remember what they see and they think it's going to be cool to go to school and do this fuck shit. Now I'm just making assumptions, not saying that's what happened, but it makes you wonder though. Seriously, it makes you wonder. Again, 4th grade, this young man took his life because you got kids making fun of him. Now she said hold kids responsible. I don't know if you can hold a child responsible for something they don't understand or for something they picked up from home and they think it was alright to do this. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out the side of my neck on that one. Like I said today, people, on my stream earlier, we as adults, mom and dad or whatever, you have to start being more active in your child's school activity. You have to. You need to make it to some of these PTA meetings. You need to go to some of these parent-teacher conference. And I guaranteed you, you will find out what is going on. You will find out what is going on. Not saying that this woman didn't, but I just see it a lot now that no parents get involved in these kids schooling. And that's a shame. And I understand a lot of us work hard. We be tired as fuck. Hell, I do too. When it comes to my baby, I'm going to have to make that sacrifice and make sure that he and she is okay. I have to, because I feel like that's my duty as a dad. If I was a dad. And the same thing with the baby moms. I feel like it would be her duty as a baby mom to make sure that our child is straight, especially in school. And it's sad that the many stories that you do hear of this fuck shit going on in the school, and you don't know too late until it's said and done. Miss Pierce, my heart goes out to you. I'm sorry this happened to you, and you rest in peace, young man. Sometimes like this, I wish there's some things I could say to make the situation better, but of course, there's nothing I can say, nothing I can do to make this situation better or even to bring you back, young man. But you are another one that's gone too soon. Man. And if y'all know anybody that is suffering with this about committing suicide, there is a National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, and that number is 800-273-8255. I repeat, 800-273-8255. People, please get the help you need and you deserve. It's your man Chris Thorns. Rest in peace, young man.